Hey gamers, Coach Nerf here. In today's lesson of Super Smash Bros., we will be beginning a conversation on a basic concept, movement. Movement is a fundamental aspect of every match, so much so that everything you do in the game depends on where and how you are using your tools to get around the stage. By the end of this lesson, gamers will be able to manipulate their character's motions and positioning by demonstrating use of the basics of movement. For our out-of-game stretch, let's tune into our partner from MedStar, our friendly physical therapist Jana, and follow along with her exercise.
Hey everyone, it's Jana Labari, physical therapist with MedStar Health. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a couple warm-up exercises to help get the blood flowing in the hands and fingers and to help improve your coordination and mobility. For the finger tap warm-up, start with your palm open. Lightly tap each finger to the thumb, starting with the index finger, and keep repeating on each finger for about 20 to 30 seconds. You can start slowly and keep increasing the speed as you go. This one is the finger extension warm-up. Start with your palms on a flat surface, and then starting with the thumb, extend each finger up and then back down to the table. Keep doing this on all of your fingers for about 20 to 30 seconds. Start slow and then keep increasing the speed as you go. That's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new and it was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.
For a simple in-game warm-up, I want you to go into training mode and slowly push your left control stick, then stop. Next, push the control stick in a direction faster. Now you should have seen the difference between a walk and a dash. Before we jump into our drills today, let's do a quick overview of movement in Smash Ultimate. When you're on the ground, pushing the control stick to the left or right can either lead to a walk or a dash. If you have tap jump on in your control settings, pressing up will allow you to jump. If not, you would use whatever button you set for jump. To be able to change your controls, go to set an in-game tag, aka your name on screen, and update your control scheme. Tap jump can be toggled in the Advanced tab. Pressing down on your control stick allows you to crouch. This can be a very useful tool that can protect you by making you travel less far when hit, or even dodge moves completely. Some characters will benefit from this more than others. For example, Snake can benefit heavily because he goes into a full prone stance, making his normally tall body much harder to hit. To get a handle on how these tools can all be used in tandem, try doing the following sequence in training mode. Walk left, crouch, dash right, jump. Repeat this sequence 5 times in quick succession. Once you know how these movement options work for your character, you can mix the order up or change directions as well. Walking is useful in a few situations where you need to mix up and surprise an opponent, but dashing is the movement tool you'll be using most often on the ground. Let's take a closer look at how it works. Using a slow character like Incineroar, right as you flick the control stick to start the dash, the dust cloud that comes out indicates that it is in the initial dash state, and then levels out into the run. The initial dash is often a faster pace than the run, but it also allows for you to turn around quickly to dash back, which you cannot do during a run. Every character's initial dash speed, run speed, even jump speed and more are good things to know when learning to practice movement tools. Let's try dash dancing. Push the left stick back and forth, alternating directions. Once you've done a few, challenge yourself by trying to go into shield afterwards. Do this 5 times on 3 different characters with various speeds. For example, Incineroar as a slow runner, Lucina for a bit faster, then Sonic for the absolute fastest speed. Finally, let's discuss jumps. Did you know that at least half of all your matches are going to be fought in the air? Every, and I mean every game requires you to know how to jump effectively. There is a lot of variety in jumps between characters, but all characters will have at least 2, a jump and a double jump. No matter what controller you're using, whether by pressing up on the control stick or pressing a button to jump, you can perform a jump, then while in midair, you can do a second jump. Some characters like Ridley and Meta Knight have even more jumps than that. See how many your character has and keep track of them at all times. quickly tapping jump and letting go can give you a short hop, which is a lower height jump that can be followed up with an attack. The attack during a short hop is weaker, so keep that in mind. You can get a short hop aerial by pressing jump and attack at the same time for an easier input. You can also force a short hop by pressing 2 inputs set to jump at the same time, but this is often not recommended. Again, see what works for you and the character you choose. For the last drill, go to Smashville. Run off one side of the edge and try to use your jumps to get underneath the stage to the opposite ledge. Some characters will be able to do so, others will need to use their recovery special move, and some won't be able to get back at all. But this is a great way to learn how to test out different characters and what you like to utilize. Either way, try your best to see how far you can get with your character's movement tools. Attempt this 10 times or until you have a firm understanding of your character's motions. Now that we've reviewed some drills, go into a match against a few CPUs or players at once and try evading their moves. No counterattacks, just dodging moves with only the left control stick. Resist the urge to use anything else, left control stick only. Learn how fast your character can close the distance for a punish, or how quickly they can retreat from aggression. I challenge you to think of more opportunities that you can use your movement in for new and exciting ways to catch your opponent off guard. To give you something else to work on, play some games with your friends and do reverse mains. That means you play their best character and they play yours. See how they use the movement tools you have become acquainted with to win games, and get familiar with the different characters' moves in the process so both of you can learn. Check to see when they use short hops versus full hops, and classify which movement choices are offensive versus defensive. Thanks for joining me, and make sure to check out Movement 2 after this video for a continuation on how movement works.